I start with the basic premise, and you guys can disagree with this if you want, but I feel like this is something that I'm willing to die on the hill for these days, is that 90% of the people you encounter out there are going to have their opinion on anything assigned to them by either the media that they watch and the content they consume, or the people that they hang around with. I hate to say it, but that's the way it is when it comes to how we as people act in this day and age, is that your opinion is assigned to you because, unfortunately, many of us just don't have the attention spans to do what it takes to form our own opinion on subjects.
Well, I think, not to turn this into the sociology hour, but I mean, it's not really... It's not a new phenomenon. It's a phenomenon that's become massively exacerbated by the internet. But humans are hardwired by evolution to be social creatures. So it is more... It is in our best interests to align with our social group, because that is how we as organisms survive. So yeah, like people will generally... their opinions will generally align with the opinions of their social group, because that's what we've evolved to form groups and prioritize in-group cohesion over pretty much anything.
Yeah, and
which worked for us.
Yeah,
but it has some downsides.
And you know how I know when I see this is that in the RuneScape community, if I see somebody running with the same line of a content creator or RuneScape Twitter or RuneScape Reddit, I know that opinion was assigned to them. Just like in real life, if you see somebody spouting political talking points from a certain political party, you know that opinion was assigned to them. And that comes to what you were talking about, Zernones. Those social groups form an echo chamber, and we need to underscore that it's exceedingly easy and rewarding to be a part of communities that reinforce those views. And internet communities do that by way of rewards, like with likes and positive praise and upvotes and all that other sorts of stuff. And that's something, in effect, that we're going to about the need to manage expectations, in particular for the first impression of what we're going to be seeing next week. And as such, the release that we see next week in terms of the video and the subsequent live streams and content needs to be positive to the community at large and the media apparatus that surrounds the RuneScape community. And I include us in that media apparatus because we talk about what Jagex is doing on that. And it'll generate hype, definitely. Definitely. Positive hype can be good, and negative hype is bad. But you don't want too much positive hype, because this in turn governs the tone and the level of discourse leading up to the releases. But it doesn't change the fact that they still need to deliver at the end of the day. And that delivery comes down to managing expectations. So what we've just talked about here is that, yes, you can have the hype generated and the PR generated by something like what we're going to see next week, but that content still needs to be delivered in such a way that manages the expectations created by the hype that we're seeing. And because of that, that's why next week is when the success or failure mark for Necromancy begins. I hate to say it, but that's the way it is.
No, you're absolutely right. And it's doubly unfortunate because this is a reveal that is going to trend towards grandiose.
Yeah.
Because it's a skill. Like, we don't get skills very often. A skill is the single biggest piece of content that this game can do. This is going to be the biggest update since, I mean, if you want to count the Elder God Wars in its entirety as one update.
Then you could compare it to that, but singular
but beyond
update,
that,
archaeology.
Singular update archaeology, yeah. It's the biggest update since archaeology.